This golf swing setup mistake is something that I see 90% of amateur golfers making. This mistake is at the setup position, so before you swing, and it ruins your swing before it even starts. And almost every amateur does this. Hi, my name is Justin Klambala, and I am the founder of BreakingBogeys.com, where we are transforming people's games to help them play the best golf of their life. We're helping people break 100 for the first time, break 90 for the first time, or even break 80 for the first time. If you haven't done so already, head to BreakingBogeys.com and check out the transformations we're making with players every single day. If you're interested in trying to break one of those score barriers, put your information in and we'll be in touch with you to see if you're a good fit for the program. Now, what is this mistake that every amateur golfer tends to make that can instantly make you play better golf? It is where you place the ball in your stance. Most players, when they're going to hit a golf ball, play the ball too far forward. So to define what's forward in your stance and back in your stance, the ball being forward in your stance means that it's closer to your front foot. Your front foot is the foot that's closest to the target that you're intending to go to. If the ball was in the back of our stance, the ball would be more lined up with the back foot, which is the foot that's farther away from the target that we're going to. So the players that I see that are setting up to the ball typically play the ball way too far forward. Why is this an issue right off the bat? Because the main thing that determines whether you make good solid contact or not is if you're hitting the ground out in front of the ball. If you're not hitting the ground out in front of the golf ball, you're probably not making very solid contact. Now, if my goal is to hit the ground out here, but the ball position's very forward in my stance, I'm setting up for a chance to hit behind the ball much more likely when the ball is forward in my stance. Now, if I went to the exact opposite of that, let's say I played the ball way far back in my stance and I set up to the ball. Well, in this case, hitting the ground in front of the ball is much easier. So when I play the ball really far back in my stance, the chances of me hitting the ground in front and making good solid contact is very, very high. Now you might say, well then Justin, why doesn't everybody just play the ball way off the back foot? Well, the problem with that is that if you play it too far back, you're going to have no loft on the golf club. So if you play the ball forward in your stance, yes, it adds loft to the club, but it also increases the odds that you're going to hit behind the golf ball. If you play the ball more back in your stance, you're increasing the odds that you'll hit in front and you'll make much more solid contact, but you're also de-lofting the club. But if I had to choose one over the other, more loft or more of a chance of the club landing in front of the ball, I want the club landing in front of the ball. That is more important than having loft on the golf club. So I want you to experiment with, after watching this video, playing the ball a little bit further back in your stance, which is going to promote hitting the ground out in front of this golf ball. And just notice, when I take this practice swing, I'm going to take a practice swing here, notice where this golf club lands. It's well out in front of the ball. When that club lands that far out in front of the ball, you're going to hit more solid golf shots. When I play that ball position really far forward in my stance, it's promoting the chances of the club landing behind the ball. And what is the club landing behind the ball? What do we call that? It's called a fat shot. So fat shots are when you hit that ground first, then the ball, and it just doesn't feel very solid. So what an incredibly easy thing for you to try, and it's going to help you play so much better. Try playing that ball further back in your stance, promoting your chances of hitting the ground in front, and I can guarantee you it's going to help you hit the ball so much more solid. Most people who are trying to get better at golf do not have a plan. At BreakingBogeys.com, we put people through a step-by-step plan to help them play the best golf of their life. So if you're trying to break 100 for the first time, break 90 for the first time, or even break 80 for the first time, head to BreakingBogeys.com and check out the transformations that we have made with our students, and we will help you play the best golf of your life.